Hello everyone, 76 Patriot here, and today I want to briefly discuss some big news. So a new poll dropped out of the state of New Hampshire. A lot of conservative people are talking about this in social media and other places, and I think it's reasonable. This poll shows Biden narrowly trailing Trump in the state of New Hampshire. This isn't some kind of a joke, this isn't a fluke. I mean, it could be a fluke, but it's not a joke, rather. This is done by one of New Hampshire's, I believe, most credible pollster, maybe their most credible pollster. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, but St. Anselm College, I believe, certainly used to be a very credible source. They polled more than 1,700 registered voters in the first 2 days after the presidential debate. So this isn't some of these Democratic favorable polls that we've seen have like 500 or 700 or very low sample sizes. That's a decent amount, 1,700 registered voters, not likely voters. 44 support Trump, 42 support Biden, and 4% said they plan to vote for RFK. Now, this is a surprising thing. I thought RFK would be polling more, maybe like 7%, maybe 6%, but at least a bit more, particularly because of his ties to New England. He's from Massachusetts, of course, so I would think that he would have a bit more sway in that region. I guess not. There's a lot of moderates in New Hampshire, a lot of your kind of Haley, Sununu type of voter, and a lot of them supported Biden in 2020. I could see some going for RFK, but they'll probably come home back to Biden this year. We'll have to see. And so it's right inside kind of the margin of error, 2.3 percentage points. But regardless, it's still not a good look for Biden. I mean, this is a state that if we go back to the presidential map, the electoral map of 2020, Biden won it by over 7. This is a likely margin. This is a strong showing. And New Hampshire used to be a very competitive state historically. Bush won it, we can see in 2000, very narrowly by a point. He lost it by a point. During the Obama years, it was pretty strong Democrat. Clinton, very narrowly, squeaked by in the state. And you could say this is due to third parties, whatever, but regardless, Trump almost won it in 2016. 2020, pretty strong shifts towards the Democratic Party. However, this year that might change. And sure, we have a guy here from the New Hampshire Institute of Politics, and I'm darn sure he's probably not conservative. I mean, I don't know, but a lot of these people that get into these liberal news outlets are not. I think it's now conclusive that New Hampshire is really a competitive state in the presidential election. And this is really fascinating, honestly, because I never saw this coming. I always thought it could tighten up, maybe be a 5-point race, something like that. But I never saw it really being potentially, theoretically, a toss-up. And yeah, this is huge. The results show a significant swing since the last St. Anselm College poll, which showed Biden up by 10 percentage points. Granted, that was back in December, but still, 10 points from a very reputable pollster. And, so of course it's factored in people from the debate. 54% said Trump won. 6% said Biden won. That is, I don't even need to mention about, waste my time saying how abysmal that is. 39 said there was no winner. 81% also said it won't affect their vote. Regardless, this is awful for Biden. New Hampshire should be a relatively strong state. It's certainly within a lean margin he should be winning it by. Not a toss-up and definitely not Trump winning it. So this is quite fascinating. Yeah, this guy even goes on to say, with the amount of change we've seen in the presidential contest, certainly the debate had an effect. And we also have to be careful sometimes. Candidates will spike if they do extremely good in a debate or something happens very positive for their campaign. Sometimes, we've seen this before, they'll really spike up and have a huge polling bump, and then it'll kind of settle down after a while. But I think this momentum is legit, and I think it's only going to keep up, particularly if Trump taps his VP pick, or names his VP pick, rather, than the RNC. It's basically going to be back-to-back kind of coverage of Trump, if you will, until the election, I think. And this is fascinating. So Trump actually has a slightly more favorable opinion in New Hampshire than Trump. That is interesting. 42, 57 unfavorable, and 39 for Biden. And this is really bad. This is snowballing for Biden in about every state. I mean, this is crazy. And if we actually go in real clear average for polling, there hasn't been a lot of New Hampshire, because again, it's not exactly the kind of quintessential swing state like it used to be, like say Pennsylvania or Arizona, or any of the main six. And polls have shown it to be plus Biden by 7. That would be what he won it by. Biden up by 4. Honestly, what I was more expecting the kind of margin. Trump up by 2, which is insane to see. And honestly, I am not shocked. If you would have told me, I mean, man, things are just getting so bad for the Democrat and the Biden camp. If you'd have told me, even a month ago, that, Biden would lose New Hampshire by, say, 2 or 3 points, I would be like, okay, sure, I get that. Trump's doing really well. If you'd have told me Trump is winning the state, I would not believe you. I would literally, honestly, probably laugh you off if you would have said with a straight face, Trump is going to win New Hampshire by 2 points. And, now anything is possible, honestly. Guys, it is totally possible. I would not be shocked if that happens on election night and Trump squeaks it by. The only thing is, it's one poll, and as of the recording this video right now, I'd still rate this race as tilt to lean Democratic. Honestly, I'm not sure which one I would choose. Perhaps tilt Democratic just to how bad Biden is doing. As of right now, we can't base the entirety of this race in New Hampshire off of one single poll. I need to see a bit more concrete data before I make any big conclusions. Regardless, this is a great sign for Trump and an awful sign. Alarm bells should be ringing for Biden right now because this is abysmal as an incumbent. So overall, this is great. So this is really good news. That's basically it for this video. Just thought I'd kind of update you all on that one. Thought it was kind of newsworthy. But that's it for this one. Thank you guys so much for watching. Have a great day.